Hey, you guys, it's Anne-Marie. Da, 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 da. Happy Sage of the Soul Sunday. As you can see, I'm here with some of my ancestors, Lawrence and Francis. They were my mother's parents, and I've sprinkled my mother here before. So my mother, of course, she has made it known that she's with me everywhere I go. There's this white butterfly. No matter what time of day, when I go out in the front yard where I'm at and I sit, there's this cool little white butterfly that always comes and flies around me, and I always know it's my mom. So anyway, it's another kind of cool day here, and so it's hard for me to pull cards when it's there's not many clouds out because the sun beats down and there's no trees around where I sit, and so my phone overheats. So I thought today would be a perfect day, and there's no complaints from anybody here. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Thank you to all the spirits here. So why don't we pull some cards and get some messages of clarity for those of you who would like it. Do we want to start with? Let's start with our ancestors. Thank you. Thank you. And I was burning some sage and cedar here. I did my spray. I literally sprayed the whole area. All right. Thank you, high vibrating ancestors, spirit guides, divine beings, and source of light. 17, 24, 10, 14. All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, we'll get to 2. Father of Water, number 31, balance and harmony. And then we have 39, Creature of Earth, take charge. Spirit is saying that it's time for you to finally take charge in a certain area of your life that you have been lackadaisical with or not paying much attention to. Spirit is saying that you've been very busy having, and I've talked about this before, but a lot of balls up in the air. But there's an area of your life that you've kind of put by the wayside, and it's time for you to balance that out. That may be the reason why you feel imbalanced or disharmony in other areas of your life, because there's another area that you have not been focusing on. And pretty soon, Spirit is saying, not to fearmonger, but pretty soon, it's going to be so disharmonized that you're going to feel it in all areas of your life more intently. And so Spirit is saying that it's time for you to walk through the fire and to just deal with some shit that you've been putting off dealing with. This has to do with some inner healing work that you need to do, an area of your life that you kind of put the blinders onto you that you just don't want to address. Spirit is saying that it just seems too heavy for you to address this. Spirit has shown me like a cabbage or a head of lettuce. And it's like you realize to get to the core, you have to peel off different layers of yourself and look at different layers of yourself as you're pulling them off to actually get to the core issue that needs to be addressed. And that's what you're avoiding. It just seems like a lot of work. Spirit is saying that if you take your time and you do it at a slow and steady pace, you will slowly see all the balance and harmony come into your life. What do you need to surrender to for this, Spirit? Well, surrender to your stubbornness for once. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Right. It's like you're taking a rigid stance, like, I'm not going to deal with that. It had nothing to do with me. I've heard people in my family say this was a long time ago. This and this happened to me. I turned out fine. And in my mind, I was like, but did you? Your behaviors and addictions are saying otherwise. I'm not saying that's the case with you. However, you need to surrender to being stubborn. Like, this issue is not going to go away. Surrender to the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Stay centered. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. And that's the important thing, that the balance and harmony goes along with staying centered. And no one is going to, hi Dragonfly, no one is going to do this work for you. This is something that Spirit says that they have been knocking on your door about, tapping your shoulder, and you've been very stubborn about this area of your life that you just don't want to deal with. Spirit is saying you have all the resources you need to deal with it. Some of it is just sitting down and having an honest conversation with yourself about what you don't like about your life, and then looking at how you've contributed to the things you don't like in your life. A lot of people don't want to do that, is what Spirit is saying. They don't want to take an honest look at their life and say, you know what? How have I contributed to the fuckery in my life? Not to say that you're to blame. In some situations, you need to take responsibility. But to also look how you contributed by not healing certain parts of you that go deep, deep, deep. And the longer you take to actually address this issue and have an honest conversation with yourself and take responsibility, the harder shit will be. The more relationships and connections will have a lot of cracks in them. You'll notice, you'll maybe you don't want to take an honest look around your circle and be like, you know what, these people really aren't for me. Why do I continue to allow myself to be in energies of people, places, and things that don't support my highest and greatest good, that don't support what I'm supposed to be doing, or even support me healing? A lot of us have known when we start this healing journey, when you start to really heal and go through some stuff, people are like, oh no, you're acting brand new, you're acting funny, just because you don't put up with the fuckery anymore. Those people, no judgment on them, want to keep you down. And we've said this many, many times. God, that cloud went quick. That, oftentimes when the people around us see us growing, they get in their feelings about it, like who they think they are or whatever, don't like your growth. And instead of doing their own healing work, they then project onto you and shit on what you're trying to do for yourself. Make it make sense. But it's not for you to worry about. But it is for you to start recognizing that probably some of the energies around you really aren't for you. What is it about feeling alone and not supported? Because you didn't feel support as a child, but you're accepting the support around you or the people around you, and they're actually poking holes in your fucking boat and you don't even realize it, and you're wondering, hi, Dragonfly, can you come into view here? Wow. He's just hovering. Spirit is saying this is important for your transformation, for your growth, for the path that you're walking on. It is imperative that you start to take an honest look about the energies that you're engaging in. Do they try to keep you stuck from how you lived your life in the past? Are they always trying to get you to reminisce about how you used to be when you were unhealed? And again, it's not a judgment on these people. Everybody has their own walk, but not everybody wants to wake up. Because by waking up, they have to take an honest look at themselves and the people around them and remove themselves. And that's a hard thing to do. It's not easy. What does our sacred soul want us to know about this, Spirit? What does our sacred soul want us to know? Whoops. What does our sacred soul want us to know? Beautiful day. Thank you, Spirit. Your sacred soul wants you to know that I know you are tired, but come. This is the way. Renewal. Keep going. Your path is revealed. Right. The more you start to kind of just peel back the layers of this cabbage